Hi, everybody. Good morning. This is Brian Mahoney. We are streaming from Stream TV show here in Denver. I am the president of the OTT Executive Committee and the CEO of Trender Research. And today I'm joined by Jay Alexander Martin.
Yes, hey.
Welcome.
Well, glad to be here.
We're thrilled to have you. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, please.
So I am with a co-founder of a company called FUBU. We've been in business since 1992, close to about $6 billion since to date. And I am here because I actually have turned our business model into streaming media. So we have 7 shows that we just developed, series, and we have 5 reality shows, and we have 2 movies, and I'm building a movie right now.
Wow, fantastic. Can you tell us what the title of the movie is or what it's about?
Tell you
All right, okay.
now, but so basically since then, I've kind of started this since actually 2005. I've been in business, trying to tinker with it and see if this actually works. Just recently, I signed a deal with a company called Cineverse, which is now called Cineverse.
Oh, I know the Cineverse people, yeah.
Cineverse, and just distribute our channel.
Is the strategy to go direct to consumer? Are you looking at traditional?
Well, prior to this, we were prior to them connecting with them, we were on S5.
Yeah.
And we found it was okay. But again, because we are influenced by bias in the culture and things like that, our content needs to be out for the world to see, not necessarily closed behind a paywall. And I think that was our real challenge.
So that leads to a whole question about FAST and ad-supported business models. What do you think about that? Does that have legs to it? Is that the future?
Well, I think it's the future going forward. And I think even with the things today, every panel was all about fast is the thing, the way to go. You gotta understand, fast is just the streaming version of linear. And they say linear, so I think that fast is trying to take over and actually be actually linear and get back to their, big, strong elephant in the room, kind of play. But on demand is always going to be something that people will want to see because again, on demand is when you have time.
Right. You have the most choice, most selection. Where fast, you have that lean back, kind of more relaxed, more familiar interface. And I love the fact that it just keeps playing, to something else.
Well, again, that to me, again, it depends on who you're going for, millennials, X, whatever alphabet you want to call it. What happens now is that as long as they have that favorite show that they want to watch, they're happy, they're fine. A lot of times, again, that on demand thing where you can see it and you want to see it and you watch it and you watch it. You can but there's limitations on fast.
What would you think the limitations are?
What the limitations are, like for us, we have a problem. Like we have content that's a little racy. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times with that, we have to black out a lot of different scenes. So the context of it kind of doesn't really come across like we really want to, but you can actually see it on demand. So it kind of drives each other. You put it on fast first, and then all of a sudden, that first.
Sure, about the little kids running into the room, and it's just like, okay, I get it.
So then you put it on fast first, and then you take it after that. You put it on demand, without the blurs.
Right. Well, that's very interesting. So we'd love to learn a little bit more about your career, your background, how you got to this point.
Well, what happened was, years ago, 1992 and forward, how you would market your clothing, or how we would market clothing through, videos. We would do billboards, of course. We would do a lot of television, things like that. Now that television, television kind of changed and how things moved, a lot of the artists, or even just actually prior to that, a lot of the artists became, they would actually wear our clothing. Mm-hmm. But what would happen is now they would get deals and then they started wearing their own clothing. And we couldn't figure out a way to kind of get our marketing out there and get our clothing out there where people could see it. So I figured, the bright idea is why don't we start our own? And it was kind of frowned upon, like, how do you even start your own, network? But I knew that streaming was going to be the way. So I started doing that, and that's now I'm here. So what I do is when I film, I put my clothing in it, or I'll create our own commercials for, in between the slots. So now it's actually working.
That's great. So you really saw where the market was going a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so what is your current focus right now? You mentioned you've got TV, you've got movies.
I'm an all around focused guy.
Yeah.
You know, I can, I can walk and chew gum at the same time. So for me, which is kind of weird because again, I have to wear so many hats and you have to do so many things. But responsibility is what it is, and business is me. Yes, it's pretty much all I do.
That's great. And so you're here at Stream TV. Outside of Fast, anything interesting, coming down the pike that might be some new trend in the industry?
No, well, again, as a whole full-fledged stop because of content and the writer strike. So
Right.
again, I think what's going to happen we're back to everyone wants reality TV again. That boom came and went, but now it's about to start off again, I believe, because again, you don't worry about writers, so.
And what do you think about AI? Like, there's a lot of talk about how AI is changing so many different industries and personalization.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think that it's a helper. I mean, you got to use things as a helper. You can't use it as an impediment. I think that even with me, like the other day, I had to write a quick, bio. I got on there. I said, "Hey, write me a bio, a small bio, because my bio is pretty long because I've done a lot."
Right.
And it wrote the bio real quick, and I was like, "This is not bad." I changed a couple of words, bam, send it off. Wow,
No way, that's great.
yeah. It's how you have to use it for you,
So it's a tool. It's not a replacement for, okay.
tool. It's how you use it again. Now, for instance, if you're in the service business, I mean, and you need to do certain things that AI can provide, you knock those things out like this,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. So it's not taken away from you, it's helping you.
Yeah.
Now, if that person wants to take it and do it themselves, then you might have a problem. But the problem is AI is not perfect.
Right.
So you always have to go back and have someone that look it over because again, it's a computer, it's what you tell it.
Right. It's like when you looked at your bio, you still had to make a couple of edits to make sure it was good, but it did a pretty good first pass.
First pass.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It gives you a foundation.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Very cool. Can you tell us something about a personal interest or hobby, something outside of work? I mean, there's got to be something outside of work, right?
No, it's funny because I have no kids, not married, and what I do is work.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love the race. I love starting a new business. I love watching it grow, no matter how long it takes.
Yeah.
And again, I started the media in 2005, and look where we are
It's
now.
amazing.
Started my FUBU in 1992.
Wow.
So I'm used to longevity, to say the least, and it became me. So that's what I do. And again, I don't know if I have room in my space.
Yeah.
But no.
But you work with a lot of people, right? It's
But until you know what? I told myself once I get this off the ground and like the way I want it and the way I like it, I like my businesses to flourish, then I'll kind of figure out, hey, maybe let's take a break and figure out what you want to do.
So what are any predictions or any sort of like, what's your future plans for your business? Like this year, next time we sit down to a podcast, what will be different for your business?
Well, you know what? I grow it every year. The last one, I came just from the last one. I walked around, just met a few people. Hi. And I actually saw a few people that I met from last time. And how do I say this? I jumped leaps and bounds from that year or a year and a half, 2 years or whatever. I can't remember the last one.
Right.
And now I'm here with Cineverse. So I'm walking around and being,
congratulations. That's
introduced to top guys instead of hi, my name is, and now it's, this is such and such, I'm going to introduce you. So maybe you just want to move the goalposts a little further.
Awesome. Jay Alexander, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you around.
All right.
Thank you.